What's up, guys? All right. Oh, we got some sauce for y'all today. Well, by we I mean me, but I guess it's a team effort. So let me hold on. Gotta modify something here with the camera. 1 second, everyone. Go ahead and share the link, guys. Kicking things off here in a sec. Let's get 100 on the session today. Let's get 100 and I'll give away a trading journal. Actually, let's switch it up. Let's do 100 today, and I'm gonna give away. I'll give away a Mark Douglas book. We'll do it a little different. All right, let me go ahead and let me check on this over here. What's good, bro? All right, I see y'all doing, some of you on your third, fourth session with me today. The YouTube video from yesterday was fire. Appreciate you, Seth. Yeah, check that out. I forgot. I totally dropped that yesterday. All right, so, all right, that looks good. And then we have this over here. All right, that should be all good to go. All right, perfect. So, what's up, everyone? Now, today, our session is going to be a little different. Usually, I'll go into crypto or indices, rabbit hole, and we'll kind of dive into all of that. But today, I do want to go over high impact news, and there is a bit of everything for this week. So this week may feel a bit chaotic. There's a whole bunch of Australian news that I'm going to go over. There's Canadian dollar news, pound, a little bit of USD news. You have crypto in an interesting place. So there's a bit of everything going on. So I'm going to dive into that. But yeah, so if we get to 100 guys on this stream today, I will give away a Mark Douglas book for trading psychology, because in my opinion, eventually that becomes the most important thing that you need to know. Not necessarily Mark Douglas, but a lot of his principles are extremely relevant. They've been a good amount that has helped me. I wouldn't say it's the most influential, but it's up there for sure. But anyways, let's get 100 on. And let's just say that your chances of winning this will go up if you share that you're here with me on your social media. So let's start this off, guys. Let's kick it off. Let's go crazy. And funny enough, I am not going to start with NAS here. I just threw that up here to incentivize you guys. It was more of like it was a trick. I'm just here tricking you guys. We're not even going to go over NAS until the very end. And I'm going to kick things off with AUD because, as you guys can see here, there is, and let me make sure that you guys see everything right. Sounds good. Perfect. But as you guys can see, there is a lot of AUD news. Every single Asian session moving forward for this week has Australian news. And the next one that we see right here, this is basically the FOMC, if you will, for Australia. So you have interest rates, just like FOMC, scheduled 8 times per year. So roughly every 6 weeks, you're going to get one of these. Depending on how this goes down. And it's, as you guys can start to see here, if you guys look through random financial news markets, trading news markets, or news outlets, it's widely anticipated to deliver its first rate cut in 4 years. We'll see if that's true. But there are a couple ideas that I do have in mind that could help us out, could set us up for success in kind of either direction. So I'm going to go over a couple AUD pairs that I do have in store for you guys. And then everything that I send over here is, I'm going to drop it in the Telegram. That's a public one. So you guys all have access to that. And so that's right here. So I already marked up quite a few. Where did all my charts go? Wow, that's lame. I had like 8 charts here. Sick. Well, the good thing is that I know exactly what I did, so I guess it's not a big deal. Practice makes perfect, huh? So we're going to go over AUD pairs today. We're going to go over CAD pairs because tomorrow is Canadian CPI. We'll go over some USD pairs. Things did shift a bit from New York session. Metals, crypto, indices. I mean, we'll probably have stocks too, but let's see how much time I want to be here with you guys today. But all right, so let's dive into it. White hair coming, bro. I'm ancient, dog. I'm just so wise that it's pulling up now. Que lo que? What's good? All right, what's up, Park City? Let me say what up to everyone. I just got to stall the value, right? We got Joseph Herrera. What's good? Sean, Seth, Jose, Quereisha, Puerto Rico. Are you guys 1 hour or 2 hours ahead of me right now? We got Arigato, Wabi Sabi. I love that. That's so sick. Tashi Flows, let's go. Good to have you here. Good to be here. Carlos Ezequiel Albarracín, Argentina. Hay una en español. Acabo de terminar la que estaba en español. Si quieres, la puedes ir a ver. Está donde dice live, en vivo. La terminé ahorita hace 15 minutos. Entonces, hice una hora ahí. Ya paso la de español. So, yeah, if you want the Spanish one, puedes ir ahí, tú la encuentras. Creo en ti. Creo en ti. So, yeah, I appreciate that, Seth, about the YouTube video. If you guys haven't seen the video I dropped yesterday, it's a trading psychology video on mindfulness. It's like 5 or 6 minutes. Yeah, go check it out. Drop a comment, share, do all that YouTube stuff. What's up, Adrian? Good to know that you're alive and well. Didn't know you're... Yeah, man, I'm here. I got profitable with you many years ago. What's up, Michael Royo? I love to hear. That's like the best sound. The best thing to hear from someone who is doing this every day and, you know, guiding you guys through this is that you got profitable. It's the best thing because it's such a fight, and I love it. So if any of you guys that have those testimonials, you're crushing it now, and I was part of your journey, shoot me a message. I'd like to just have a chat with you guys and kind of just catch up and see how things are going. Euro odd. I will briefly look at Euro odd, but I do prefer GBP AUD. What's up, Macedonia? Seattle, Toronto. Was today with Matt and okay, cool. Sick, man. Yeah, if you were there with them, then make sure you're linking up with Drew. All right. That's Drew. Drew is my direct connection right there. What's up, Maria? What's up, Cruiser? Marcello. All right, cool. Take off, Drew. Hit him up. All right, so what's up, Boston? All right, anyways, going back to the fundamentals here. We have a lot going on. So today, AUD news, London session, you have pound. I'm not really doing too much with GBP. I'm going to sleep. I prefer New York session. I mean, I'm going to be up at like, 6:30-ish, so I don't have any interest in staying up that late. And then we have this CPI. So this is what I want to be ready for right here. I'll actually be up a little earlier than usual, probably around 6 or 6:15, because I got to get my run in. And I also need to have time to get in front of a screen to trade CPI with Canadian dollar. So a little earlier than usual here. Dollar news. So tomorrow Trump is speaking as well. It's like he's kind of been doing these speeches anywhere from like 12 to 1, 2 p.m. Central Time. So like right around lunchtime. And then, which is cool. Trump speaking, at this point, what he's doing in Doge is, for the most part, not everything's perfect, but putting in some work right now. So you have, guys, Asian session. So if you're here right now, then, and this is the best time for you to trade, this is the week you want to take advantage of. If this is the session that is easiest for you to trade in, this is your week. Like, you can do your month here this week. Don't force anything. But the opportunities are here with AUD or NZD. It's here. So I know some of you actually drop. I was going to say drop an Asian in the chat. Drop a 9 in the chat if Asian session is your preferred session because of your scheduling. All right. Cruiser, of course, Cruiser dropped an Asian in the chat. I love it. So, moving on from what is happening on the Asian side of things, what I want you guys to do is just make sure you have yourself scheduled. Because if you're prepared for these moments, then you're not stressing. You're relaxed. You're composed. Your risk is in place. You're not kind of shocked for news. One of the things that used to get me a lot back in my first year or two was news would hit. So, for example, news would hit, and all of a sudden I'm just like scrambling, and I'm like, oh my God, what should I do? And because there's volatility and their money is moving, right? Markets are moving, they're pushing along. You want to be a part of it because you kind of didn't see it coming. You want to be a part of that. And then other people around you in your chats or whatever, you're like, oh my God, they're making money and I'm not making money. So let me just get in something. So all of a sudden you're chasing trades that you have no business in being in. So when you know what you will be trading for the most part, what your setups are, what news events are coming, you're not reacting to the market. You're just responding to whatever it's showing you. And then it's not like you have to make a whole bunch of new decisions. You've already made quite a bit of decisions, and you can just press the button if it makes sense for you to do so. So just something to think about as you're trading around, whether it's before, during, or after high impact news. And also remember that I need to get like a streaming little thing where you just like press a button and it does cool shit. But here you want to know and have this all set in stone for you. And last thing is, don't fear the news. Okay, this is just going to bring the market to wherever you already had things lined up. So don't chase after this by any means. Now, what I do want to say is dollar news kind of weak this week. You have FOMC meeting minutes, but don't get confused. This is not the FOMC where interest rates are announced and there's a whole press conference. This is a recap of what happened 3 weeks ago. So it's not usually anything too crazy. And then you have Thursday. Every Thursday we have unemployment claims. So again, some movement, usually nothing too crazy. And then flash manufacturing. This one sometimes randomly will do some action, but not usually. All right. Anyway, so the big ones this week, in my opinion, are the one that we're going to see in an hour and 10 minutes, the Canadian CPI, which is in right before New York session tomorrow, and then you have GBP CPI as well. So these are the big ones. And then, I guess NZD as well tomorrow. NZD has its own interest rates, statements, etc. So it's a busy one. If the setups are there, then you may have a great week. So again, if you are an Asian session trader, lock the fuck in. All right. So someone said un chinito. Only Asian session, low to sweep. All right, cool. Word. Guys, 35 away. 35 away from a book giveaway today. All right, so I'm going to skip through all the setups that just, there's not really much going on. There's a few that have potential, but they're not the most ideal. So like OddCAD here, we saw a sweep of liquidity with the gap. And then right now we're kind of in that zone. However, this is pulled back already in between the 618 and 786. It's a pretty good pullback, but is it the best setup? No. AUD-CHF is currently trading a little bit above 50%. So if the news that happens here, if that's bearish news to start, then the chances are that AUD-CHF is going to drop at a slower pace than AUD-CAD. So sometimes what happens is, and the reason I traded the lagger is that you'll have something like this where it breaks the structure briefly, which would then wick traders out, and then you would see the movement. So we don't want to get stuck, and we don't want to get caught up in something like this. So it's better to trade the lagger if you are if you don't want to have wider stops. Then I personally prefer to trade the one that's kind of slower in its move down. So considering that we have that news event here shortly, I'm leaning more towards AUDCHF. So here is the setup. You guys can go ahead and mark this up. I do want to add something very, 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 very important. With these particular setups, this is a gap down, which is basically like, you know, the market gaps, it jumps, it's like a big sweep. Now, this is going to look a little different depending on who you trade with. Now, if you're trading futures, it's pretty complicated to trade AUDCHF. You basically have to take like 2 different trades. It's really complicated. Not worth me explaining it right now, to be honest. For those of you that are trading on CFDs, so those of you that trade like MetaTrader, TradeLocker, all that good stuff, maybe TradingView, you need to double check your data feed. So all of you guys that have whatever brokers you have, the gap down with this one specifically, gap to 0.57006. Now, if I switch up the data feed and I look at the data feed on, let's just say, forex.com, this gaps down to 0.56995. So it actually dropped about a pip more. Now, if I look at this with a different data feed, let's say Pepperstone, for those of you that are international, then this drops all the way to 0.5690. So that's a 10 pip difference. That's a 10 pip difference. Majority of them didn't really drop that aggressively. I was looking at a whole bunch of different data feeds, and IC Markets was awful. This was absolute trash. This thing gaps down all the way to here. So that's a 22 pip difference. So if I was an Asian session trader, I would not have IC Markets as my broker. But you want to make sure that you just are setting up your stop relative to your information. So look at your chart on what you trade with and approach it that way. All right. So does that make sense, guys? Are we getting a bit more clarity on how to approach this? Please let me know in the chat. Hey, Mike, I started trading only liquidity sweeps on the U.S. indices like US 100 because my stop loss mostly just got tapped and then moved into my intended direction. Any solutions to this? I don't exactly know what you mean by trading only liquidity sweeps. So are you trading when this market is sweeping liquidity? I don't really know exactly what you mean. If you can get a bit more specific, I might be able to guide you there. And then I go live every single day. So you can also ask during that if you want to model the way I take positions. Because I only really go over one entry model on there because all you need is one. Okay, so odd CHF, you guys have that. Perfect. So as we go through it, odd JPY, way more bearish, no trades here. Odd NZD already reacting pretty well. Odd USD did that same gap, but it's already, again, moving way below all that. So no trades to take there. Now where things get a bit more interesting is when we start to look at Euro AUD and GBP AUD. Now, one of you guys in here asked me about Euro AUD, and I could see why somebody would want to trade Euro AUD, whether it's a buy or a sell. Now, if you're looking for buys with Euro AUD, if you're only looking at Euro AUD, then I could understand why you'd want to buy here. However, I do think there is a better option. Now, that was great. Now, Euro AUD has a correlating pair. Well, it's got two, Euro NZD and GBP AUD. But this spike down from Tuesday was an Asian session move down. So if I look at, for example, Euro NZD, these moves are kind of similar, but it's pretty bearish. Now, if we look at, let me go ahead and look at, so you have Euro AUD here, or we have GBP AUD. Now, GBP AUD, same thing, big sweep below. And if I go to the 4 hour, you guys will also see this. Big sweep, rebalances, mitigates, market rallies. Leaves us equal highs. Okay. So then I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, this has potential. The market then pumps aggressively to the upside, but then it kind of loses a lot of momentum. However, it is trading up here for about a day and 4 hours. So decent demand above the high. It keeps slipping down, and I'm like, you know what? Is this going to be a quality setup? However, the market then pulls up again. So this more than likely is going to work its way down to this zone way after Euro AUD here. Euro AUD is at right around a 50% pullback, a little under actually, while GBP AUD is trading around actually above 38.2. So right around like that 23.6. So in my opinion, I think that GBP AUD, you have a way better chance of the market staying within this structure and everything like that. So let's see here. So yeah, this to me looks like a much better setup. And if you look at the 4 hour, the 4 hour also looks pretty solid. So we had the move to the upside, the sweep of liquidity here. The market gives you the accumulation, explodes. After this move sideways for 11 days or so, huge move to the upside. This fails to stay above here and then works its way lower. So I'm curious if we're just going to get back up here and then drop again. But for now, this looks like a pretty solid opportunity for buys. So this is what we got set up here. Right over there. So this is GBP AUD. And I'm going to go ahead and add this to our AUD pairs section. Oh, I didn't add odd CHF. 1 second. Got to go ahead and do that too. Missed this one. So here is this chart. This is a lower time frame trade. The odd CHF one, it's like a 15-minute. And then, so have that there. All right, there you guys go. And then for those of you that want these links because, I don't know, don't want to mark it up yourself right now, then here is public Telegram link. There you go. All right, I'll pin that to the top. I'll wait for liquidity to be swept, most likely I said the Asian session low, wait for change of character, for the retest of the for value gap order block, and then take my entry. Cool. Sounds good to me. What's the issue? I trade futures and have to close out my trades prior to market close. It makes holding trades a bit difficult. Should I take my entries on lower time frames? Well, it depends on what you're trading. It depends on your RR. The lower time frame entry, that's like a really vague statement. I hear that a lot. So it's like, what does that really mean? Are you looking to tighten your risk, like your stop, to give you a better risk reward? Yeah, it kind of depends on what you're trading. Also the asset class. So if you're trading, for example, trading currency pairs, it just takes longer. So if you're trading indices, you should have no problem. Even if you're trading metals, you should get a pretty solid movement during a New York session to trade metals. Now, if you're trading futures, yeah, it's not really meant, at least if you're trading like funded futures, then it's not really designed for swing trades, like at all. So just, I would say the best thing you can do is have your own account That's what I would do. Have your own account if you do want to swing a little more. And in terms of smaller time frames, if you're saying smaller time frame entries, then you just want to make sure that your setup works on those lower time frames too, because you may not have the same strike rate, the same win rate, win loss break even on lower time frames that you do on the higher time frames. So you want to make sure you double check that. We are 23 people away from a free book today. Like I said earlier, your chances of winning go up if you do share this on your story. Okay. So that takes care of the Australian pairs. Again, there's way more going on, but AUD looks solid. Now, I did have some Canadian pairs that I wanted to show you guys as well. So let's dive over there. And remember, we have a news event with Canadian pairs in 11 hours. So from here, now it's nighttime. Let me see if I might flip the screen. Let me know what you guys think if we go here. Easier on the eyeballs. Why did it just go to Bitcoin? That kind of glitched. All right. So with AUD CAD, not the same, right? There's not really any good setups here. We already talked about that. Now CAD CHF does look pretty solid, right? CAD CHF here, we definitely have a good sweep here. This looks like a lot. It's really not. It's like 11 pips or so. But you have a pretty good move right here with the market sweeping and then clearing out resistance, equal highs, and the market creating imbalances. This worked its way lower, and then we are trading over here for quite some time. So there's definitely demand down here. So this CAD CHF pair looks solid. This is something that, again, you have a pretty good chance of seeing play out during New York session. Now, I like to flip my screen from nighttime, just give your eyes a little bit of a break. So we'll go dark mode here. But yeah, this is CAD CHF, pretty signature setup, to be honest. So for now, this is still a 3.8R, pretty solid. Could we get up here with one CPI push on CAD pairs? Yeah, it's definitely possible. So you guys got this one. Make sure you mark that up on your own. Make sure you have your alerts set up as well. Your alerts will give you, it'll save you so much time. So CAD CHF. So here, CPI, CAD CPI at 7:30 a.m. CST. Actually, I'll put that right there. All right, cool. AUD, you have high impact news tonight at 9:30 p.m. CST. Okay, so I think I had another CAD pair for you guys as well. All right. You have from here, didn't really like too many other setups. CAD JPY, not really interested in anything there. Now you have EuroCAD and then we have GBP CAD. So both of these look decent. EuroCAD here, you have a nice sweep of this low right there. Let me brighten up the background since we have a bit more. So they're a little darker. So you have a buy zone right over here. Sweeps liquidity, you get higher high. Market's been trading up here for some time, so it looks good. But you look at GBP CAD, similar setup. Difference is GBP CAD way more bullish. Way more bullish here. Hold on. I might have to switch this here. Let's see. So, yeah, in this example, I want to make sure we get some pretty good visuals here. Bring to front. All right. So you see the sweep, the continuation, but GBP CAD stays trading up here. Like it's very bullish. If you guys take a Fibonacci here, you can tell that you're seeing, hold on. Why did that disappear? Oh, my bad. That's why. Okay. So you can see that. Give me a sec, guys. Gotta make sure this is on point here. Cool. That's almost at that 38.2. And if we look at Euro CAD, this is pulling back quite a bit faster. So the bears are definitely more in momentum here. This is sitting at around a 50%. If you take a look at this. Right there. So it's a lot more bearish, EuroCAD. I want to trade the one that's way slower to work its way over here. Chances of success are way higher. So GBP CAD, in my opinion, is a much better opportunity here for buys. So GBP CAD. Mike, good session. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. All right, so GBP CAD. There you go. I think that's all I had for this for now. Yeah. And this would be mitigating London session, Friday London session movement. So for the rest of them, nothing else really piques my interest here for CAD pairs. Okay, so again, we're looking at things we normally don't. If you don't trade these, if you don't feel comfortable with them, don't. This is just, I'm just giving you guys opportunities considering there is a lot going on. I'm not going to go into GBP pairs because I'm not going to trade London session. So transparently, it is what it is. We could look at NZD pairs, but I'll give you guys that homework since we have, official cash rate, etc. So for homework, go check that out. I'm going to go over the usual dollar pair setups. Now things changed a little bit here with how the market has been setting up. So I do want to go over this real quick. I realize I got to actually change something here. 1 second. 886 786 visibility 1 hour. Okay, and then save. Guys, I have templates for everything. It just saves you a lot of time, especially if you're, on here a lot. Okay, so AUD USD, we had the sweep here, a nice move. This goes down on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Thursday, market sweeps, rallies. This happens across the board. So AUD USD, NZD USD, Euro USD, GU, GBP USD, all of them do very similar movement. And right now what we want to see is, okay, well, what's going to be the best trade? What's the best? Which one's the likeliest to succeed? Which has the best probabilities? So right now we're seeing AUD USD, and this can change a lot because there's a lot, in 50 minutes, market should be moving a bit. So we'll see kind of where things are at. Right now, we're right around the 23.6, if I can see this correctly. Yeah. So that's where AUD USD is. Okay. NZD USD closer to that 38.2. Okay. So I would be leaning more towards AUD USD between both of these. However, obviously there's more pairs. Then you have Euro USD that's really similar, 38.2 as well. Here you guys can see we have that pullback. All right, well, what about GU? And then you have GBP USD. GBP USD, out of the 4 pairs that end in the dollar, GU, in my opinion, is the least bearish. So this would probably take more time to work its way down and have the best probability for actually staying within the structure. So I would be more focused on taking a position over here. And then I'd probably have my entry where we've seen a little bit of resistance in the past where we've seen some support, so we can get a nice reaction right out of here. That's how I would take this position. NQ, y'all want NASDAQ, huh? The people want NAS. All right. Soon. Man, y'all are really so close to a free book. So, okay. So GU, let me go ahead. Right now, this looks like it's going to be the better opportunity, but again, I'd wait for the lagging pair. So here we have GBP USD. Will take the lagging okay. Trump speaks sometime tomorrow during New York session. All right, so that's really the one that I saw the most evident, the easiest to spot. USD CAD, maybe there's a sell-off from there. USD CHF also, maybe we had a sell from here, but it's a bit more bullish than the other USD pairs, so I'm kind of keeping it close here. USD JPY also could be a sell, but they have liquidity, so it can just get swept up. Wouldn't take my shot at that. So those are decent, but it's not great. Again, metals spiked down and now are pumping right back up. Here's one thing that happens when you have Asian session, like high impact Asian session movement. Since the Australian government has quite a bit of metal reserves, I mean allegedly, since the US was supposed to have a lot of gold reserves, but we will see if that's actually true. But anyways, yeah, Australia buys a lot of gold, so if that gets influenced, sometimes gold has a pretty nice move. So we might just see some volatility with gold and silver, just metals in general. Could be good. Could go up, could go down. I, right now, am indifferent. I just respond to whatever the market shows me. So, but either way, gold's trading way above 50%, right? Pretty good movement. I had a buy zone around here, which didn't trigger my idea. But however, and you guys know my rules, so I was mindful to the lagging metal. And in this case, it was silver at the time, and silver didn't quite get to the zone that I needed it to get to in order to take the position. And in my opinion, silver hasn't closed out its sell-off here either. So it's still valid. For me, it's still valid. I have a weird feeling, and this is completely off of intuition, not really anything else, that we're going to get gold, like Australian news, and that's going to push gold down aggressively again. I don't know why I feel like that's going to happen. I don't want to put that into a bias, like I want it to happen. But it's just strange that gold mitigated and it's way more bullish now, and silver just hasn't. So we'll see what happens. But I'm just patient. If we end up getting to the zone and it lines up with other confirmations that I have, then I'll take it on silver. However, I would prefer for this to be divergent with gold. I would prefer for silver to be less in that bearish momentum compared to gold. So this is what I would want to see. However, if we get to this area and gold is just trading higher, I'm just going to not take it, because we can afford to not take C, B graded setups. I want to take A setups, A plus setups. The rest, there's no need to take it just because it looks good but not great. So ideally, silver is lagging behind gold. If silver is less bearish than gold, then I will take this. If not, I'll disregard. Okay. Metals. What's up, Roberto? 88. Oh, we just jumped. What happened? Someone dropped the link somewhere. 12 away, guys. Free book. Come on. Who wants a free book? So that's metals. All right. Right now, we're seeing how gold is losing momentum against silver. Copper doing its thing. Platinum doing its thing. So, all right, whatever. Not a big deal. I'm chilling here. Now, on Friday, remember, guys, every Friday here moving forward, we do have live trading sessions on this stream. So Fridays, 8 a.m. Central Time, which is 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. I am just going to be streaming here. Going to do like a Spanglish session, so don't miss that. We did one last Friday, and I think we had about, over the session, we had about 400 people on, give or take, which is pretty dope. Gave away something, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, gave away a trading journal. And then, what's up, Cozy? Got the little bro live with me. What's good, bro? We got to do one of these together soon. And so, yeah, last Friday, we had about 400 live throughout the session, which was awesome. My US 30 short, so my YM short for my futures traders, was like 3 points shy of an entry. And then it, obviously, you guys saw it crashed. So this Friday, we'll be live here as well. For those of you that are members, you know, we're here Monday through Thursday. We're trading New York session together. But so yeah, make sure you're subscribed. You have notifications on for whatever, so you guys get the videos. You guys just know when we're doing stuff here. But Mexican peso also did trigger I didn't acknowledge the alert until like 15 minutes later for whatever reason, and so we didn't get the entry purely because I was just looking at other things. And then we chopped up though, so unfortunately it didn't trigger us in. The trade, either way, we didn't get a big move. So the market did go up about 1,600, almost 1,700 pips, but my stop itself was like 1,200. So it was like almost a 1.5 R. I probably would have collected, I don't know, 0.1% on the trade. So not a big deal. But yeah, this is on Mexican peso from Friday's stream. So we're almost there, guys. I know you guys been wanting to see more crypto and indices. I left it to the very end to see, what's good with y'all. But it's been interesting. Sol ETH, Bitcoin has been kind of all over the place right now. BTC definitely, ETH and BTC dominance are going back and forth right now. ETH picked up a lot of momentum compared to Bitcoin during today. So right now we did get above these previous highs for a bit, and it does seem like there's demand. So I do think ETH is going to continue to pick up more momentum against Bitcoin. And I talked about, the last 2 weeks or so, how we finally got to rebalance and mitigate January of 2021 price action. So when we were right here, this was the beginning of the absolute just exponential bull run. And this month, it's looking like the rebalance is very real, and that things can continue going in favor of altcoin season, if you will. So right now, I would love for us to continue to just see demand over here and then rally. If this is the case, then there's still hope for alt season, and I do think we're gonna probably stall out right over here, maybe dip a little bit, and then hopefully rally. But if we get above this high on ETH BTC, then it's fucking game time. Then we're really gonna get things to go pretty crazy. Right now it looks good though. Looks good. Either way though, looking at price action on crypto, I know a lot of you like to trade ETH or Bitcoin, Sol, XRP. You guys, trading kind of all over the place. If you guys have crypto setups you want me to look at, now's the time to drop it here in the chat. But what we're going to do here is I want to look at here. Hold on. I'm going to set this. I need to save this template too. Save as, buy zone, black background. All right. So with ETH here, and then save as black background. Here we go. My bad. There we go. All right. I didn't have templates for when I have this screen on, but this saves me a whole bunch of time. So I would want to see a buy here. We had the sweep of liquidity during London session, and then we kept pushing. I don't love this for the fact that we do trade above here for a bit, give or take 7 hours, but we spike up, come back down. There's not a lot of demand up here. So is this truly a bullish structure, or was this more of a sweep of liquidity and the market actually just mitigated here? Same thing with Bitcoin, right? Market pushed up, came back down, traded here for a bit, came back up, came back down, came back up. So this to me kind of looks like we're going to work our way lower one more time. We have some liquidity here. I think we're going to see Bitcoin further, drop a bit further. That should bring ETH down as well. So we'll see where we can get to here. Right now, I'm not super focused on day trading crypto on leverage positions. It's just not giving us like super good setups, at least not for buys. Sells are pretty good. Sells were actually really good. If you were looking at Bitcoin, my trade would have been a little bit higher. So either way, I wouldn't have been triggered in. But you saw the sweep of the liquidity here, cleared a whole bunch of retail sellers. This instantly works its way down. Market gets back up to here, closes out these buy positions, melts away. So I do think we already took care of business here. We already had money get exchanged. So I'm not looking to chase anything here. I'm out of the market. But at the time, right now, I'm not necessarily forcing any positions. And that's a skill that you really have to develop, is knowing when you have... what's up, man? The colors change. It's nighttime. These are nighttime session charts. Got to go easy on the eyes. So knowing when to trade and when not to is so important. And you guys and everyone, you'll keep getting better at when to trade when you truly accept how infinite the opportunities are here. Saying no to an okay setup, saying no even to a good setup, long term will make you more money than if you say, yeah, you know what, fine, let's just take it. When it's okay, when it's good, it's not worth it. Because your data, if you have any, if you're at that point, like whatever your system is for your risk, your entries, your exits, your trade management, all that good stuff, that's based on specific entry models that you have specific information on. So if you're kind of just trading whatever you feel like, it's not going to be as ideal. You're not going to get the results that theoretically you should have been getting. So the better you get at just waiting for your setup, like, because you guys remember, we individually set the standards for our trading. We set the standards for our risk. We set the standards for our entries, our exits, every part of the process. You set them for yourself, nobody else. So if you can't follow that, then you're always going to get, if you have inconsistent execution, you're going to have inconsistent results. So just saying, I believe in you. Make good decisions. Okay. From here, staying out of crypto overall, I think ETH BTC looks good, but moving from here, I do like US 30 sells, but I will add that I would want to see kind of what price action looks like when we get over here. So we swept some liquidity. It didn't quite trigger in this zone here, at least not with this play. I haven't looked at futures, so let me take a look at futures. For futures, did we mitigate here? We cleared some liquidity. Give me a sec. Because if we mitigated with futures, then this trade this already went down. So price started to pull up from like right around like here. We started to get a push, and then the market drops. So let's see here. This is kind of the ideal zone. Even then, it's okay. It wasn't a big sweep or anything like that. I mean, yeah, it looks like we're still not quite at that area. So I do think we could sell out of this zone. Also, what does help this idea, let me go bring this back up. What does help this idea is that NAS has been a bit more bullish. So there's a better, and NAS is going for liquidity right now. But since US 30 has been very slow to work its way higher, when it does, assuming that US 30 works its way higher, NAS keeps pushing higher, then we know that there's less bullish momentum with US 30. So it's an easier drop. We're going to probably hit the trend, and you'll see more aggressive movement to the downside with US 30 than you would with NAS. And that's how we can catch massive trades. And we usually tend to trade what's rallying. Because you guys know, when the market starts to rally, there's always one index that's outperforming the other ones. There's always one that's just going ham. So whether it's up or down. The other day we traded, I think it was like Thursday or last Wednesday, we took a NAS position, we took a buy, and it ran for 400 points or so, and we hit exit and target on that one. And meanwhile, US 30 was nowhere near the same type of momentum. But it's because of the divergence and how we understood price action when it was going down. So right now we can see that US 30 is chilling, while NAS has been slowly but surely working its way higher. So as of now, it looks like US 30 could be solid. Whatever happens in New York session, that's a little bit different. So for those of you that are on with me tomorrow morning, we'll be able to respond to this as things go down. I don't really like to give indice like limit orders or anything like that, because the indices move very interesting. And at least the way I trade them, they're all kind of one collective game. So the way I look at the markets is I trade the markets. I'm not just trading an asset. I'm trading the market as a whole. And that's because of, after tons and tons of data, where some setups would just not quite, stay within my structure, and it would like wick me out. It was because I was trading the wrong asset. The correlated asset, held the structure or whatever. And that's also why my win rate has gone up so much in the last 2 years. So, okay. So basically, with indices, I'll leave it for tomorrow to get a better understanding. So to recap, guys, and actually I'll do one more thing, because I do have, what time is it? Perfect. So I did have my eyes on Celsius here. I wanted to see how this goes down. Obviously, stock market wasn't open today because of President's Day, but we did start to see a break above the previous highs with Celsius. And this is a stock that is like a long-term play. This thing is down quite a bit. So if their demand stays over here, then I will be looking for buys around really anywhere under 22 and let this thing just rip. So if we have demand, I'll be looking for a position here. So, want to kind of see how this happens. It's probably going to get a pretty good gap, and then we'll go from here. But then this thing, let this bad boy rip. So next target would be, I'm going to go to the daily for this one. You know what? Here, we'll do this. Yeah, would want to see a bit more demand and then see a play out of here. From here, I think taking out these highs, at least in balance fills, but taking this out could go way further because we have quite a bit that we can go looking for. So yeah, there's a lot that you can target here. Initial targets being right around 30, we'll just say 36 flat. That in itself is well over 50% growth. If you're trading options, that's a whole other thing. So let's see. I want that demand. Again, if all these charts I am sharing in my Telegram here. So Celsius. And then any other stocks? You guys looking at anything that you want me to take a gander at here? Let me know. The link to the Telegram is up there. It's at the top. What was another one that looked good right now? I think Nike looked pretty solid. I'm pretty sure it was Nike. Yeah, Nike swept liquidity and clearly was not looking to maintain these levels. So Nike looks like a possible quality setup here. Yeah, and this is back at COVID levels. Oh, baby, this is fire. If y'all are buying Nike shoes, then you're not buying Nike stock. I don't know, man. Feel like you're missing out on some monies here. So yeah, I would definitely be interested in some plays here. And then I would just hold this one for forever. Like the likelihood of Nike not making it, in my opinion, is very low. So even just taking to imbalance, you're making a 2x on this. GU, I went over GU earlier, Mario. All right, so I'm gonna go here, and then for me, this is a hodl, but I'll drop a note right here. Easy. Well, if you can see it, that would be useful, huh? Easy 2x, in my opinion. Oh, there we go. All right, so there's Nike. Nike. Sick. Yeah, quite a bit of sessions today. All right, I think I'll leave it at that. Cool. Guys, much love to y'all. We had a bit over 250 people on during the session today. Love that. Keep plugging in. Remember, make sure you're subscribed and you have notifications on so that you know when we're live on Friday. Friday, I'm going to do a 2-hour session, a little bit of Spanglish, so that we can see what's good with the markets. By then, we'll see where everything's at. Let's see how it went. Let's see how it went down. So let me go ahead and send this in the Telegram. Here we go. Okay, so that's been sent now, and then let's see if I know something or if I'm just full of shit. Historically speaking, we do all right. So anyways, guys, much love. Take care. Make sure you're plugging in during the week for all of you that are members, which many of you are. So yeah, we'll be doing New York session every day. See you guys there. Peace out. Make sure you're journaling. Manage your money. Don't trade for today. Remember, everything just adds up. All right. Peace out, guys.